Hi there. Today I'm going to talk about how EFT can unblock you from emotional trauma. I am currently finishing my EFT course and I'm giving you some hints about how you can use that to your advantage. So, what is EFT? In case you don't know, EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques, which means we are using certain methods which basically involve the tapping of certain acupuncture points and using some phrasing to release certain emotions and pains around the body. And first of all, I must remind you that this isn't substitution for medical care. So, in case there's something going on with you, seek medical help. EFT can help with many things, but today we are focusing about emotional trauma. So, during the process where you tap on the acupuncture points and stating the sentences out loud, there's something happening. You are basically slowly rewiring your nervous system, and the tapping itself, it also helps move things throughout your body. Therefore, using anger as an emotion, for an example, anger, it is known that it's stored in the liver. So, by targeting EFT towards anger, you'll help release that stored emotion in the liver, and your body will work better, and you'll feel lighter after that. So, let's talk about trauma for a while. So, a trauma is some event that caused some extreme negative emotion. Not that that some emotion is bad or good, but it feels heavy. It's very uncomfortable to you, and because of a trauma, you then get limiting beliefs. You may behave in a not so optimal way during some situations, and so on. And because of that, you are not feeling free, so to speak. You're not being uh, or behaving in the most optimal way, and that is quite conditioning. You don't want that. And EFT, when targeted properly to many of the links related to a certain trauma, it can help release and make you somewhat become the person you were before the trauma. Although technically that doesn't quite happen because, of course, there's an evolution. If there's a really important event in your life, either a positive or negative one, you will change regardless. And if you go undo the negatives that have happened between the then and the now, something will change anyway. So you want to do your best and release any limitations and blockages from you. And so when it comes to trauma, there are many layers in here. There is the emotion that came up during that trauma. There is the memory of the trauma itself, which if the trauma comes up to mind, it won't be pleasant, and you will feel it somewhat as if you were living it today because the brain doesn't distinguish between imaginary and real situations. So you need to keep that in mind, and you also need to check out other situations that are linked to a trauma, because that trauma, whatever generated there, it will make you hold back, and therefore you must sever all the links to that trauma. And so, step by step, when doing EFT, targeting towards an event, towards situations where you feel that such trauma caused you to change the way you would behave in a certain event, targeting EFT towards the emotion itself. It will slowly rewire in every single scenario where a trauma creates a negative effect. And by severing all the links, you will then unblock yourself. And in the end, you look at the past and see that, hey, that thing sucked. I didn't like it at all, but I'm in peace with that. That's like the goal, you know. And so I'm going to give you a little preview of EFT. Let's do a small EFT practice to train. So I invite you to take a few deep breaths. Second time. Now inhale as deep as you can. So, in that final breath, where you did your best to inhale very deeply and exhale deeply, from 1 to 10, how much constriction did you feel? Was it, did you feel tension in your chest? Or did you breathe smoothly? Was it really like a balloon? There was no constriction at all. So, rate from 1 to 10 how easy it was for you to take a deep breath. For me, I think it was like right now a 6 perhaps. I felt like I could expand further. So, let's do a tap, shall we? And let's make our breath expand and be better. So, side of the hand here, you can tap until you feel the sound of the fingertips knocking on the hand, but you don't need to tap too hard, just hard enough for you to feel an impact. So, repeat these words after me. Even though I feel this constriction in my chest and it makes my breath slower and more uh, stagnant, that's okay. I choose to accept how I feel and I fully and completely love and honor myself. Now, again, even though I feel this constriction in my breath and I don't like it, I don't like the low expansion of my breath, but that's okay. I accept this feeling and I fully and deeply love and accept myself anyway. One more time. Even though I feel this constriction in my breath and it bothers me, I don't like it, but that's okay. I accept this feeling and I fully and completely love and accept myself no matter what. Now, you can tap here when the eyebrow ends, basically. This constricted breath. Now tap in the other extremity of the eyebrow. This constriction in my breath. Now here, where the bone below the eye sticks out. All this constriction in my breath. Sunglasses. Now below the nose. This tension in my chest. Now in the chin. this contraction in my lungs. Now here you can spread your hands around your chest. This constriction in my breath. Now here, below the ribs, or rather the side of the ribs. This constriction in my breath. Now top of the head. Spread your fingers as well. I don't like this constriction. It really bothers me. Now here again. This constriction in my breath. Side of the eye. I don't know where it came from. And that's okay. It's okay not to know. Below the eye again. This constriction in my breath. Maybe some stress came up during the day that made me feel this way. Below the nose. Or maybe there's some anxiety because of something that will happen. I'm not sure where this came from, but that's okay. It's okay to feel this way. Now in the ribs, in the chest. This constricted breath. It's safe now to take a deep breath and let some of this pressure go. To the side of the ribs. I wish this feeling would go away. I am thankful for my body and my mind to work so hard with this feeling. Top of the head again. I choose to let this tension go. With each exhale, I release some of this constriction in my lungs, in my chest. I feel my chest getting lighter and lighter. With each inhale, I replace that tension with calmness, with relaxation, with ease. I feel my breath flowing like a river, with calm waters, following a slow and steady rhythm. And even if there's a part of me that doesn't want to let go of this tension, that's okay. I accept that part of myself too. I release and let go of this tension in my chest. And I fully and completely love and honor myself no matter what. Now you can take a deep breath and release the top. So, how do you feel? Do you feel better? I sure do. I felt the difference, even in this final breath. I invite you to, if you have a glass of water, take a sip. It's good for you to flush things away even more. And when ready, take a deep breath and evaluate from 1 to 10 how easy it is for you to take a deep breath. I feel like for me it's like an 8 or a 9 now. Much better, much easier. So, yeah, with this little demonstration, you can see that you can release some stagnation in your body and in your mind, even if if tapping on something so simple as that. So you can imagine now targeting a big thing, every single layer, every single step, what that will happen for you. It will be very good because you'll gain over time a major sense of peace, and even certain triggers that may be somewhat linked to that trauma, they won't trigger you anymore at some point. So yeah, it's awesome. And even though I don't have any website right now, um, or any link where I can offer my services, you can comment in the video below and ask for a session with me if you want, or multiple ones. Um, you can also leave your feedback in that same comment section. And yeah, revisit this video whenever you want. Um, keep tapping whenever you feel like you, excuse me, whenever you feel stressed or anxious. And over time, the effects will accumulate, and you'll be much more in peace and much lighter. And in the end, I feel like that's what we want, isn't it? So, thank you so much for watching. Uh, if you want more of this content, leave a like, subscribe, and tap, tap, tap. Bye.